The series Bluey has charmed the world with its lighthearted, creative, and emotional stories about childhood. But does the magic remain when these characters grow up and face the challenges of adolescence? It would be amazing if the series continued in the future, so we could see Bluey at around 14 or 15 years old, diving headfirst into the world of intense emotions, discoveries, and first loves. If that continuation actually happens, the tone of the show would change a lot. Instead of childhood games, we'd get dilemmas and dramas typical of that turbulent phase. Bluey, more mature and full of confusing feelings, would be at the center of a deeper story. And it's in this new phase that a possible romance might begin to unfold. Bluey and McKenzie. The two already have a special connection, and many have been rooting for this couple since the early episodes. The creator of the show, Joe Brum, knows this, and there are subtle clues in episodes like Sleepy Time, where Bluey, in a dream, flies to Mackenzie's house to watch him sleep. That's not something you dream about just anyone, right? But this story could get complicated. Coco, the pink poodle, might also develop feelings for Mackenzie. In the episode Circus, she insists on pretending to be his wife during a game, even though he doesn't seem very comfortable with it. Could adolescence bring a love triangle to the group? Judging by Mackenzie's reaction, maybe he doesn't want anything serious. The truth is, we're all rooting for him to only have eyes for Bluey. So you know what time it is. Grab your popcorn, get cozy on the couch, and subscribe to the channel, because another video is starting right now on Zigzag. Before Bluey truly falls in love with Mackenzie, everything points to another crush happening first. And the likely lucky one is a character who melted fans' hearts with cuteness. Jeanluke. He appeared in the episode Camping, when he was just a little Canadian Labrador who spoke French and formed a beautiful connection with Bluey during vacation. The episode ends with a quick scene of the two, already teenagers, meeting again years later, suggesting that fate still has plans for them. If this teenage continuation of the series really happens, that future scene could be the starting point. It would be a perfect way to pick up their story again, now older, speaking the same language and maybe even living in the same city. Then anything could happen. Bluey and Jeanluke would start off as great friends, rekindling their past connection. But as time goes by, the friendship could evolve into a romance full of discoveries and lessons. It would be Bluey's first romantic relationship, the kind that teaches us so much but rarely lasts forever. After a few months together, Jeanluke might end up having to go back to Canada. A tough goodbye. Bluey heartbroken over the end of her first love, but also growing up, and realizing that sometimes loving also means letting go. It'll be precisely in that space left by Jeanluke that Mackenzie will start getting closer again, but in a different way, without rushing, and with more depth. While Bluey ventures into the world of crushes, Bingo will be taking her first steps into adolescence. At around 12 or 13 years old, she'll still be that sweet and dreamy figure everyone loves, but she'll also start discovering who she really is. And one thing is certain, she'll still be in love with playing. Alongside this playful spirit, something new will emerge in her life: music. A minisode already hinted at this, in that moment when Bingo falls in love with the drums. From there, it's easy to imagine a future full of beats, rehearsals, and a teenage rock band. Some characters we already know will join her on this journey. Chuck, Lucky's younger brother, will come into the story with his fun personality. Missy, who has already shown she's full of energy, will also join in. And of course, we can't forget Lila, Bingo's best friend, who will always be by her side. This mix of playfulness, music, and true friendships will show how Bingo is growing up without losing her essence. And to know everything firsthand, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because we're keeping a close eye on the future of our favorite characters. There are two other characters we love as well: Muffin and Socks. The silliest cousins in the Healer family will now, as preteens and teenagers, see everything change a lot. Muffin will grow up, but not as much as the rest of the group. Her explosive temper will remain, but she'll become a bit more aggressive, especially because Socks, her younger sister, will grow taller than her. This makes Muffin very frustrated, and she'll take out that feeling on anyone who tries to mock her appearance or her sister. So, Muffin will become a sort of protector of the younger kids, but the kind who solves everything through fighting. The school will start seeing her as a troublemaker, even though deep down she's just trying to protect the ones she loves. Socks, on the other hand, will take a different path. She stopped acting like a real puppy some time ago and since then has become a sweet but very shy little girl. In her teenage years, that shyness will become a challenge. Socks will struggle to make friends, which could leave her feeling isolated. And even with all of Muffin's chaos, it will be touching to see how she'll stand by her sister, even if it drags both of them into more trouble than solutions. And if the kids are growing up and becoming teenagers, that means a new generation of pups will be born too. And we already have some strong hints about that. At the end of the 3rd season, we found out that Brandy, Chili's sister, is pregnant. The new series will likely show this child already around 7 or 8 years old, ready to play and live her own adventures. Maybe she'll even resemble Bingo in personality, unless she takes after the father, whose breed we don't even know. And if there's one couple that will definitely have pups, it's Frisky and Rad. Their relationship has developed a lot, even culminating in the beautiful wedding shown in The Sign. They've already mentioned wanting to have children, so it's only a matter of time before they show up with energetic little pups. But the biggest surprise would be if Chili herself had another baby. The parents have already said they still think about that possibility, and the show's creators had this idea from the very beginning. With Bluey and Bingo growing up, Bandit and Chili might miss the family playtime and end up deciding to grow the pack. And that might even cause a jealousy crisis in Bingo, who would feel like she lost her place as the youngest daughter. And since not everything is sunshine and rainbows, maybe the new phase of the show will bring a divorce. Trixie and Stripe, the parents of Muffin and Socks, may separate. We've already seen some signs of this in the original series. In the episode Facey Talk, the two argue about Muffin, and even though the conversation ends calmly, the episode The Sign shows another heated discussion. These are subtle clues that the couple is going through difficulties and that a breakup might be near. Of course, that doesn't mean they'll become enemies. They're likely to keep a healthy relationship, especially for the sake of their daughters. It's likely that Muffin and Socks will start living in 2 homes, splitting time between their mom and dad. This will directly impact the behavior of both girls, and it might even lead to new episodes that explore what it's like to grow up in a family with divorced parents. But the show could also surprise us and show a reconciliation in the future, with Stripe and Trixie realizing they still love each other and deciding to try again. Either way, it would be beautiful to see the show tackle such a complex topic in a sensitive, respectful way, with the lightness that Bluey knows how to bring. And you, what do you think will happen with Stripe and Trixie? Will they stay together or not? Tell us using the hashtag couple in the comments. Now Rusty, who has been determined and brave since he was little, will have those qualities intensified as he grows up. In high school, he will become one of the most popular students in school because he will be the star of the cricket team. Everyone will say he's the new rising star of the sport, and we even got a glimpse of his future as a professional player in one of the episodes. With so much attention, it's possible that Rusty will become a bit cocky, influenced by the people around him and by the fame he gains among his classmates. In some episode, he might cross the line and make a thoughtless joke, hurting someone. But we know that Rusty has a good heart, so he'll realize his mistake and apologize. His true nature won't change. He'll continue being that fair, loyal boy who always tries to do the right thing. And because of that, he'll earn even more admiration. Not just for his talent, but for knowing how to grow with humility. While Rusty shines in sports, Sausage will follow a completely different path. He has always shown an interest in journalism, as we saw in the minisode K9 News, and as a teenager, that will be confirmed for good. He'll be part of the school's journalism club, dreaming of becoming a great reporter. But as happens with many teenagers, he'll face some challenges for being different. Because of his nerdy style and body shape, he'll end up being teased by some classmates. Even so, he'll stand firm in what he believes in, showing that he has the courage to be who he is and overcoming every challenge. And of course, we'll keep showing you everything here on the channel. So see you next time, friend.